So the next thing that we want to talk about is the takeaway getting up to the top of the swing. Now what we're looking for here is a proper hand path as we get up to the top. So if you look over here with Tony, notice how when he gets up to the top, notice how the shaft of his club and his hands are passing through his bicep, right? That lets us know that he is actually getting a proper turn. He's not going too vertical with his hands or too horizontal. If that happens, what ends up going on is you get this really, really big kind of like overcompensation that needs to be done at the top. Have you heard of a golfer named Jim Furyk? He was exactly like that. He had a really big vertical takeaway, and then he had to do a big ass loop to bring the hands back inside. It's really, really inconsistent, and the problem with that is that when you're inconsistent, you can't keep the same scores. You can't keep the ball moving in the same direction, and what's your miss? You're wild. You're all over the place. You're left, right, up the middle, great contact, bad contact, lays everywhere. So if we can get you to be more consistent in your takeaway, you don't have to make so many corrections when you make your downswing. Basically take out a lot of those moving parts, right? And if we look over here with you, you're going to notice that as you come up to the top of your swing, notice how you got a better path. You're getting that shaft to move through your bicep, but you're taking like this weird movement. It's like halfway through your takeaway, that's when you activate your hip turn and then you get everything going. It's like you're almost like, oh wow, like, oh yeah, my hands are up here, I got to turn my body too. It's like, so we got to get everything kind of moving in that same direction. The good news is that by the time you get up to the top, you made a pretty decent recovery. You can see that your shoulder turn and your hip turn are in a good position. We're just not really getting there as frequently as I think that you are. You think that you are. Another really good thing that I like about this is that you have a good depth in your swing. So what we want to look for is that if I drew a line straight up from your shoulder right here, is that there's at least 2 to 3 inches between your hands and your shoulder. That just shows that you're creating the proper depth as you're getting up to the top of the swing, and making sure that you have the best chance possible to stay on that inside to out path. So everything there looks really, really solid. Good job.